Hi, this is Bev at Creating with Bev, and I thank you for coming in tonight. If you're new to my YouTube channel, I hope that you'll enjoy this. Give me a like and subscribe if you're enjoying my videos. Today, I'm just going to do a short tutorial on covering a giant paper clip to make a hidden paper clip for journaling or bookmarks or many things that you could use it for. Just gift it as a little happy mail to a good friend. But I'm using these 4-inch long paper clips. They're 1 inch wide, 4 inches long. I have 2 of those I'll work on tonight. I'm using scrapbook paper. You can use cardstock. I do recommend using something that has a little bit of strength to it rather than just a copy type paper. I've got that. I've got my scissors. I've got a ruler, a corner rounder, pencil. That's about all we're really going to need. I am going to put an eyelet in mine, so I'll use my eyelet setter for that, but that's not necessary. You can leave it without an eyelet at all. You could put a little piece of ribbon on it or just leave it alone at the top. So let's get started. You're going to need a paper clip, and you can do any size, but the tutorial tonight is with the giant one. It'll be the sizes for the giant one. And then you're going to cut 2 pieces of paper for each one, and one piece is going to be 5 by 4, 5 by 4, and the other piece is going to be 4 by 4. And that's all you need as far as paper goes for each paper clip. Goodness, this is what it's going to end up looking like. I think they're really nice. I like them. They're cool. They're sturdy. The front is a little bit longer than the back, so it slips on your book page really simply. And it's just a nice little piece of ephemera. Let's get started. All right, so I'm going to take my 4 or my 5 piece and I'm going to fold it in half on the 4-inch side. You can score this if you want. I'm just going to fold it without scoring it, get my edges up as nice and even as I can, and crease it down real good. Use my bone folder to give it a good crease, and I'm going to do the same thing with the 4 by 4 paper. And I'm folding it this way. I want my pattern to, be in the right direction. If you're using a directional paper, just take a peek at that before you decide which way you're going to fold. So 4 by 4, fold it in half, and I'm going to bone fold that down. Don't need this anymore. I'll put it up there. So now what you have left is a piece that's 5 by 2 folded and a piece that's 4 by 2 folded. And that's the front and the back of your paper clip. I'm going to make 2 tonight. So one, I'm using this as the front, and the next one I'll use this paper as the front, just to give something different. All right, next step, after you've made your cuts and done your folds, you're going to open up your papers and measure down 1 inch from the top. So again, if you're directional, make sure you've got your paper the way you want it. I'm going to use my grid board. If you're working on a grid board, you might as well put it to use, right? I'm going to use my grid board, and I'm going to take my ruler and line it up with the 1 inch line. And I'm going to draw a line from the center fold to the outside. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing from the top of the 4 by 4 piece. I'm going to use my ruler, line it up on my grid, and make a line from the center to the outside. And that's all I'll need the ruler for. So I'll get rid of that for now. And take my scissors, and then you're going to cut this piece out. It's going to go bye-bye. So just cut in. And you don't have to be real precise with this cut. If it's a little crooked, it's okay. The back is not going to show. This is going to be on the inside, and that's going to be on the outside. You do want to get the cut right up your fold, though. And then get rid of that. And this is what you have left. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I make these paper clips a lot for my journals. I make them in different sizes. I only recently found this giant paper clip and I just loved it. And I think it makes up a really nice piece of ephemera. And I'll get these two little pieces out of my way. I might save those. They might come in handy for little extra tags and things. All right, now I've got two pieces folded, notched out an inch on each one. And I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to shut them down by gluing the short piece this side on the side and across the bottom because I want to close that down. So I'm just gluing the short end and I'm going to put it back over and crease it down good, get a good stick. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. This is a quick and easy project. We're going to be done here in just a second. Of course, you can decorate them all you want after you finish putting them together. I am a big decorator of my ephemera. If you haven't watched me here or on Facebook, I do a lot of layering, collaging and layering and decorating the things I make. All right, so now I got these two pieces. They're folded down, they're glued together, and you've got your opening on that one and your opening on that one. At this point, you can round your corners if you like, and I think I will since I've got my corner rounder here. Just going to go in and round these off just to give it a little bit more pizzazz, so to speak. So I'm going to round the bottom. I don't think I'm going to round the top. I could, but I don't think I'm going to. And I like to ink, so I'm going to ink these two. I'm going to use my vintage photo, I think. I'm just inker, so I like to add a little bit of color to the edges of my pieces. The vintage photo just gives it some definition, I think. Just a preference, it's personal preference. You don't have to use ink, of course, but I like it. Ink that one and ink this one. I hope you've had a good day if you're watching this in the evening, and if you're just waking up and seeing it, I hope you have a good day. It's been really nice here, and the weather's been pretty good today. We're finally warming up, which has been much needed as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I'm going to take my big side and the big side of my paper clip, and I'm going to put the longest side down in and bring the smallest side up over and just tuck it into that little pocket. Okay, so I've got that half of that paper clip in there, and I'm going to take the short side, and there's my pocket, and I'm just going to put it right over that side of the paper clip. Gotta get it started sometimes, but once you get it started, it's good to go. And just bring it up all the way till the two tops match. And then you've got your paper clip made. It's inside. If you've got your book, it's going to just go nicely over your book page. So the next step, and could be your final step if you don't want to add eyelets or pulls or anything, is to glue the top shut. And I'm using Fabrifix glue tonight. If you're wondering about that, it's my normal glue of choice. Doesn't seem to want to come out tonight, but it is my normal glue of choice. Of course you say that, and then it doesn't want to work for you. I also have art glitter glue on my desk that if I get in a spot, I can use that too. There it comes. I guess I had let it drift back up to the bottom. I try to keep it upside down so that doesn't happen. I'm giving it a good glue. I'm not sparing the glue on this because I want to get a good stick. So you can see that I went around the top of that paper nicely with quite a good amount of glue. Now I'm going to just bring it down and hold it in place. One thing I like about the Fabrifix is it gives you a few minutes of wiggle room. If your paper is not exactly the way you want it, you can move it. Where if I use the art glitter glue, it's going to stick really fast, and I don't have much time to make any adjustments. So personally, I like a little wiggle room. And that's it. Now at this point, I personally would probably decorate it a little bit, and I could add the eyelet. But let's go ahead and make one more so you can get an idea about it, and then we will maybe do a little decoration. So again, I've got two pieces of paper. I've got a 5x4, 5x4, and I've got a 4x4, 4x4. I'm going to fold them in half on the 4-inch side, which is going to give me a 5x2 and a 4x2. You can score these if you want. I just am not going to bother to bring my scoreboard up. It's kind of big and gets in the way. Get that folded. I'm going to take my bone folder and get it nice and tight and do the same thing with this. Fold it up on the 2-inch side and bone fold that down. So that leaves me with my two pieces, my 5x2 now since it's folded, and my 2x4 since it's folded. And then my next step is to make that little notch that we made last time. So I'm going to get my ruler back out. And again, if you don't have a grid board, you can just take your pencil, measure down 1 inch from the top. Make it easy on myself here. Measure down 1 inch from the top and make a mark. And come to the center and make a mark at the score line or at the fold line. And if you have a grid board, it's so easy. Just lay your paper down against one of the measuring lines. Bring your ruler in 1 inch. And then come from the fold to the outside and draw your line. And then we've got our two lines. This one you can barely see, but it's there and it's 1 inch. So I'm going to cut, make sure I got my top directional, because this is directional paper. I'm going to cut my inch out of this top. And my inch out of this top. And I'm sure this is not an original idea. I honestly don't remember if I've seen anyone use the giant paper clip before for this, but I've seen people cover paper clips in a similar fashion, so I'm definitely not taking credit for this formula. All right, I've got those cut and folded, and now I'm going to just glue it down, the short side and the bottom, so that we can make our pocket for the paper clip to go in. Get a good stick. And let's do this one, the short end and the bottom. Just a nice small bead, but enough that it's going to hold it in place. You don't want it coming undone. And there's plenty of room with this measurement to get that clip in, so don't worry if you come out a little bit from the edge. Okay, so now we've got our two sleeves, our big side sleeve and our small side sleeve. And I'm going to go ahead and round these corners again. It's easier to round them before you put the paper clips in, I think, so I like to get it done before I glue it shut. Just doing the bottoms. Of course, you can do the tops too, but I'm just doing the bottoms, and I'm going to ink again with my vintage photo. I like what that does. It distresses it, gives it a little bit of that vintagey feeling that I like so much, and just kind of gives it some character. So get that nice and inked. Cover that up so it doesn't dry out. And I'm ready to put my paper clip in. So I'm going to take the largest side of this clip and tuck it into the largest sleeve. Push it all the way down. Take the smallest sleeve and bring it up over that paper clip. Bring it up to the top. and we're covered. And this one I did the print, the big print on the front. I like that big print on the front, I think. I'm going to line that up nice and even and then glue it shut. Again, I'm going to put a good amount of glue on there. I don't want it to come undone. So don't be gentle with the glue bottle for putting paper clips together. Wiggle it to where it matches nice. And that's your second paper clip. So we got two done. We got this one with the little lavender and lemon in the background print, and this one with the busier print, which I really like, on the front and the short end on the back. And these are both going to fit nicely over a book page, or like I said, could be used for a bookmark. I think this one I'll put an eyelet in since I've got it out here. Let me just use my crocodile and make a hole for my eyelet. I think I'll come right here in the center, or I hope it's in the center. And then I've got an eyelet here that I pulled out ahead of time. A little bit green, I like it, it's different. And put that in my setter. If you're not familiar with the crocodile, you make your holes with these top and bottom. This is an 1/8 and this is a 1/4 inch, and your little jaw right there in the front goes into the eyelet and it sets down on a rounded piece, and then you just squeeze it. Squeeze it shut real good, and then you've got your eyelet set in there. And I think I'm going to put this little piece of ball chain in it, and then you can hang it by that. I like these little, I buy this by the large yardage amount and then just cut it off in the lengths I want, add the little attachment, and get that in there. So if you didn't want to do that, if you had a piece of yellow, or I don't have anything right here, but if I had a piece of yellow sari silk or cord or something, I would attach it to this top, but I'm going to just wait until I have something. You know, if I had something in yellow or white, but I'm definitely not going to use pink on that. But you could do that to make a little decoration. And then if you want to go one step further, you could take cutouts if you have them. And like on this one, I like just the way it is. This one to me needs a little bit of something. So I could cut something out of this printable that I have. This particular printable came from Creative Paper Artisan, Kreativ, Paper Artisan. I will put that down in the description if you're interested in going to her Etsy page and looking at this. I'm not affiliated with her other than I help on her design team. But I don't sell for her or anything. But I do enjoy her things, so feel free to go over and check it out. Take this little and put this right here, and I think that just kind of finishes it off. I'm going to ink it a little bit. And I could layer with something else because I do like to layer. Do I have something I could layer it with? See, when I get started on this, like I said, if you're not used to me, when I get started on decorating, I can layer till that white off the tip. Put a little distressed ink on it. Distressed ink just really, if you haven't cut it perfectly, this hides any problems that you have. If I put that down first and that on top, kind of give it a little side, or put it up there, that's even better. I kind of like that. So I'm going to put the lemon down first. Right there. Put the little sign on top. Right, like so. And then since I like to layer, I'm going to put something else, maybe right there. Oops. Just to give it that third. I like to go in odd numbers. I'm kind of weird, I guess. I don't know. Oops. And I'm going to just slide this right there, just kind of off to the side. There we go. So we got this one, and we've got this one with a little chain. And these are my version of the giant hidden paper clips. I've got 3 of them now. So when I work on this book, which I'll be working on soon, I've already got 3 pieces of ephemera made. So thanks for coming by. I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to, let me know in the comments below. And I hope you'll see me again soon with my next tutorial. Thanks a lot. Have a great rest of your night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.